Good evening, good evening, good evening. So we are inside Solid Building headquarters, and I've got a couple more of these braces, timber frame knee braces to cut up, and thought might as well go live and show y'all how we do it. So this is the item that we're cutting. These guys right here, they go on this timber frame right here. And this frame is going to be connected to the house, so it's a little more stable, doesn't need braces. But this is a freestanding pergola, and so each one of of the posts are going to have two braces on them. I thought I'd open up the design file and show you from scratch what we're doing. So no. So these are the braces that we're going to be cutting. Like I said, there's two per post. Two per post. They are, this one is, four of them are actually slightly longer, because as you can see right here, this beam sits up 2 inches taller than its intersecting beam. And so this brace is slightly longer. However, they're the same angles, same everything else, just slightly longer. But this is a pretty standard 2-foot run by 5-foot rise. It's our rise run brace. And we put a 2.5 inch, this is a 4x10 timber, and we're putting a 2.5 inch bow or arch into that timber. Save model. Don't save. It always freaks me out when I do that. Of course, I want it to save, just don't save the new stuff. Anyhow, so these are the braces that we're cutting. 4x10 with a 2.5 inch arch. We got about a 68-degree angle cut here with a 21 and change angle up here. I did make a template today because these braces are standard for us. Come on. 2x5, 2-foot run, 5-foot rise brace is pretty standard for us. So I went ahead and made just a 1/2 inch template for that, so we can grab it whenever the heck we want. So that'll be quite helpful. Anyhow, stick around and I'll lay one out and cut it. I apologize, it's going to get loud. You know, there's going to be some saws and stuff like that running. So snowflakes, better plug your ears. Let me grab you a bench so you can see a little bit better. Tools we'll be using is our portable bandsaw. This will be cutting our radius or arch into our beam. And this is our 16-inch big boy beam saw that we'll be cutting our angles on. So those are the two main tools. What are y'all up to tonight, huh? You building something cool? You should be. Building something's always cooler than not building something. Okay. That's not tall enough. Dang it. I need some more camera stuff. And I'm sorry, this is live, so there's not going to be any editing. So if you actually want to learn about how to cut timbers, then you're going to be doing a lot of fast forwarding. There we go. That's better for y'all, huh? You just sit right chair and be safe. As always, when you're timber framing, keep your saws and your chisels sharp. Keep your dip in your lip and your Coors Light close by. Everything runs a little smoother that way. Timber this size, this length, I'm not worried. I'm not worried much about the crown or anything like that. So I'm not checking that. Slap my brace down, or my template. And what's cool about, or what's nice about this is that these are structural pieces. Like I said, they go on the corners of each part of the building. And the reason for it is if we have a post like this with a load on top, well, there's also lateral load, which can push our posts over. Two ways to compensate for that is you can bury your post into concrete or into the ground, and that helps. That's cantilever down into the earth, and now that's helping strengthen that so it can't move side to side. The other way to do it is we pour concrete and we put the post on top of the concrete, but it still needs some shear, some lateral load bracing. So that's where we'll take our post and we'll brace from here up to the beam, and that helps support that post. But the curvature and all of that is just aesthetics. So they don't have to be super precise. As long as they all look good, then it doesn't really matter. I like to use a number 9 mechanical pencil. 7's way too small. They break all the damn time. And whatever's thicker than 9 is way too thick. Subtle details. That's what timber framing is all about. Strong ass structural framing, and then subtle, ornate details that make it beautiful. So like this brace, it would structurally be better and mathematically easier if I just did a 45-degree brace. I would know my rise and my run are the same, standard 45-degree brace. But I think that's ugly. It looks dumb, you know. So we don't do it. We don't do 45s. We do, well, this one's a 68 degree. And it just takes that brace, you know, at a slight angle. It takes it lower on the post. Adds strength, but it looks better. Anyway, also, we have a little stubby. So as you can notice here on my template and now on my beam, this is going to be going into a housing. So an inch of this timber is actually going to enter a pocket of the post. And we do that because when the timber dries, it'll shrink a little bit. If we just do a butt joint, we just butt this brace up to the other timber, when it shrinks, there's going to be big gaps and stuff right here. So we router out a housing into our posts, and we extend this this brace out an inch so it enters that post. And then I stub it out an extra inch just because I think it looks better. All right, time to get loud. I'm gonna break out the big boy saw. Plug your ears. when I'm cutting cross grain, as often as I can, I score my cut. This is just a double bevel, what do they call this? Chisel knife or something like that. I'll score my line because as my saw comes through in a circular motion, when it comes up, it can fray the wood on the edges and look dumb, or I got to come back and sand it or whatever. So I'll take my knife and cut it first. So I scored that with my knife. Now when my saw is running through there, this top outer edge is already scored and it'll leave us with a clean cut. Now I don't do that with the arch because I'm running parallel with the grain and you just can't get a clean cut on it. It catches inside the grain and gets all wavy, so we just deal with it when it's parallel with the grain. Can I zoom on this? Oh, we can zoom on that. All right. Bingo. Yeah, see, even now I'm coming across the grain at an angle, and it's moving around too much. But because this is going inside that pocket, it's not gonna be exposed. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Hope y'all can hear me all right. I need to get a new mic. The one I have doesn't work with my new iPhone. I think with my AirPod in, it helps. Love that saw. I was gonna buy the Makita 16 1/4 inch, but it's quite a bit more expensive, and the blade is on the right side. 90% of people are right-handed and are going to be looking at the left side of the blade. So that's a dumb design. That's why I bought this, which is like half the cost. And I'm glad I did. It's a great saw. The table on it is super square. As long as your timbers are square, like this thing cuts dead nuts. I love it. She got all the power in the world. Yee-hee! Where you going, dummy? We've got another cut to make. Excuse me. Another thing that's cool about this saw is the teeth on it are so big that even while it's circulating, I can see through the teeth into my line. So it doesn't matter which side of the line I'm cutting on, I can still see my layout. Oh, dang. If that ain't American, I don't know what is. It's probably not made in America. Damn saw is probably made in China. Sweet. Got man glitter in my burr. I don't even know if I'm allowed to. Ah, dang it. Worked out last time. Screw it. We'll keep it. I did the layout on the wrong side. Yeah, whatever. It worked out last time. We're going to keep it. Come with me. Let's dance. Let's dance. Put on your shirt. Oh, God. See, we got 6 done. I got 2 more to cut. Let's see. We got some comments. What's going on here? Make a user template to score. Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. Use the template to score my cut that's parallel with the grain. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll try that. An older woman once told me her husband died from breathing in fine sawdust. His lungs got an infection. You might consider wearing a mask. I'm a damn man. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Luckily, I'm mostly an office warrior, and my guys do most of the cutting. But yeah, you're right. I should be wearing a mask. I ain't gonna, but I should be. My guys normally do. What else we got here? Like your channel, subscribe. Nice, thanks, dog. Grab me a beer, bro. Oh, just lost some batteries. So the width of my bandsaw is about 9 inches. So I have to consider how I can cut this. Oh man, 9.5. Ain't that just my damn luck? So we're gonna have to come at it from the reverse way. Which is all right. We'll figure it out. We always do, don't we, guys? Resourcefulness, problem solver. That's what every business owner really is a problem solver. Problem solver and a glorified babysitter and a bank. If you break it all down. So as I cut off this little arched leaf, you know, I'm gonna cut, and when I get to the very end, it's gonna want to fall off. So I've just designed this little clip so that when I start cutting, whatever. When I start cutting and I get halfway through the timber, I'll come by, I'll clip this on the edge, and that will hold this little leaf from falling off. Oh man, the last timber was much wider. It should still work. We'll just use a clamp, the other side. Yeah. One of the best deals once or twice in a lifetime, you'll get these deals, these tool deals, and I had one a few years ago where one of my real estate friends had a customer, and she's like, her husband just died. He was a woodworker. She needs to sell off all of his tools. You want to come have first pick? And I was like, hell yeah. So I gave her, I didn't have a lot of money at the time, but I gave her as much as I could for everything. But that only ended up being like 25 cents on the dollar. Like, I got this whole rack of, this is probably $2,000 worth of clamps, and the rack itself, awesome. I think I paid, I don't know, $200 or something for it. So, smoking deal. Anyway, let's get cutty. I'm not going to wear a mask, but I will put these on for you. It's going to get loud again. Where do you want to be? I think you want a little closer up look, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Okay. I'll see you in about 4 minutes. The bandsaw right where the bandsaw weld is. Let's find it. We'll start to collect, especially if your wood has more pitch and shit like that on it. Yeah, see right there, it's collecting a little bit of pitch and wood and stuff. And so I feel that it's going clink, clink, clink. So I'm going to clean that off a little bit and lubricate it before we do this cut. Just using some regular white grease. That should do the trick. I'm running out of room. Can't wait till I'm successful. I can have like a 10,000 square foot wide open shop with a crane on the ceiling. Oh, darn. That'll be a good day. This is what I mean by reverse. Normally I would cut from the other direction, and most of my saw table would be on the beam. But now I'm having to start my cut with only like 2 inches of my table on the beam, so it's vulnerable to being out of square. But I happen to be a certain kind of gangster that can get the job done. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that click, clink, click, clink, click, clink, that's that buildup. little closer, okay. We're about halfway cut right now. So I'm gonna add that clip I was talking about. Right up there she is. A little clippy. As you can see, it's cut halfway through. This is gonna want to fall as I cut it off. So ordinarily, just put a clip on it, but it's a little loose. We're gonna use some clamps instead. Boy, I need some kind of I don't know, wear on your head or wear on your chest kind of camera thing. This whole holding a phone, holding a phone, trying to do work thing is it's a little bit retreaded. All right, back to cutting. We're almost done, guys. Stay with me. We can drink beer in a minute. Yes. Yes. It's your time. Woo! We did it. I should have added a second clamp. Now we got this big ass wedge. And here at Solid Building Corp, we try and utilize everything. We try not to be wasteful. So we're going to take this big ass wedge and we're going to cut it down into two smaller ass wedges, which we will use out at the sawmill. Because a lot of times when we're manipulating beams, manipulating logs, they need a little wedge here or there. So I'm just going to cut this down on the old chop saw. The old chop saw. Bingo. Bingo. Now firewood. These two are firewood for our stove. And then we got some wedges for the sawmill. I got one more of these to cut. You guys want to hang out or no? Say sí or no. My dad was a journeyman carpenter. When he retired, he gave away all his tools. Oh, that's beautiful. When he passed on, I got his hammer. My dad used that hammer to hammer in nails with only one hit. Dang, Mila. You're going to make a motherfucker cry. That's beautiful. And that's the kind of shit that that I long for. I brought my family into the business. My wife works here almost every day. My daughter's 9. She's here often, but not working here. But I think I'm going to get her on design when she's old enough. She likes running tools and stuff like that, but she's really into drawing. And I think bring her into the design part of timber framing would be pretty cool. And we're trying to build things that are beautiful, that will last a century. My warranty is a century. I want it to last 100 years. Obviously, I'll be long gone by then, but it's a cool thing to say, huh? All right, so tell me in the comments. You guys want to stick around? I got one more of these to cut. You want to see one more? Give me a yay or nay. I like your channel. Subscribe. Thank you, Tony. Tell me yes or no. You guys want to stick around for one more? You ready to leave? Oh, we didn't check out our cut. Yes, got one yes. All right, it's gonna be me and you, dude. Forgot to check out our cut. There's always a little. See that right there? There's always a little bit of clumpiness because it's a bandsaw. It's not a solid saw. It's gonna have a little bit of variance to it. But we just take our big belt sander and sand that lumpiness out. You can do that with your wife too. If she's got a little lumpiness, you just take a belt sander, just get rid of that lumpiness. Works every time. I mean, they bitch about it. They're like, "Stop, that hurts," but it gets rid of the lumps. Number 7. I'll label them tomorrow. All right, at least me and come on, man, Otis Heyman. All right, gotcha. I was reading that all as like one. I'm like, autism? I ain't so good at reading. Pretty decent at math and building shit though. Ooh. So it looks like the guys cut a couple extra braces, which is fine. Timbers that are this size are typically wasted anyway. So having a couple extra lets me go through and decide which ones look the best. Good looking timber. We'll use that one. Put on your mirror. Ooh, is that gonna be annoying? Put some music on. It's not working anyway. Template. Slap it down. Line her up. Flush on the back side. Oh, homeboy. That was a good call, dude. Use my template. Instead of freehanding my score cut, use my template. Duh. It's still going to want to wander, but we'll see how it does. Woo! It's good on the crosscut. Working pretty good. See, that's what's badass about social media. Social media gets a bad rap about a lot of stuff because it's dog shit for, teenage girls and people who don't know how to use social media. But I've seen a lot of good stuff on social media, including, no, I'm not going to verify my Apple account, including just this community, this blue collar community that comes together and helps each other. Knowledge, information. I love it. It's free. Like, think back 20 years ago, our parents, before they had cell phones, before they had the internet, before they had iPhones, how the hell did they run companies? I don't understand. You get a call for a job on your landline. Hello? Yeah, you want me to build something? Okay, let me write down your address and pull up a fucking map. Sure, I'll head over there at this time. If I'm late, you have no resource to call me because cell phones don't exist yet. So I might show up, I might not. It's crazy. What else we got here? Nowadays they use nail guns. My dad worked hard as hell. Oh, yeah, Mila, yeah. Nail guns are, that's a step in the right direction. I framed traditional housing framing for most of my life, and yeah, nail guns all day. What kind of wood is this? So we live in the Pacific Northwest. Thank goodness. We grow huge Douglas fir trees. And because we mill all of our timbers free of heart, meaning we exclude the core of the tree, we need big ass timbers, to cut beams like these guys. I mean, this is a 7 by 14 by 22 foot long. That's not a heart. That's weird. That's a knot. You need some big ass trees to do so. Douglas fir is a great species of wood. Super strong, super pretty. It's not overly expensive. It's pretty good against bugs, pretty good against rot. A lot of people have the opinion that cedar is, the only thing you're supposed to use outdoors, and that's just damn wrong. A while ago, 50 years ago, we were harvesting trees that were 200, 300 years old, these big, beautiful cedar trees with tight rings, and they were great for exterior use. But now we're harvesting trees that are a lot under, younger than 100 years old, and they're just not what they used to be. Whereas Doug fir is pretty darn stable, and is a fraction of the cost. So that's what we build with. All Douglas fir. Yeah, great idea, dude. It's working great. This is actually my first time using this chisel knife. It's working pretty good. So I didn't even pull out my pencil. I think you can see that. Yeah, see that score cut there. So that's going to work as my layout and my clean cut, my score cut. Back to the big saw. One. 2. And 3. Shit. It's already past 8 o'clock. Dang it. Come on. Get a little clamper on her. There we go. Now we're ready to cut again. However, this score cut is pretty faint. Once I get a little sawdust in there, it's probably going to be a pain in the butt. So I think I'm going to thicken that up with a pencil so I can see it a little better. Ah, crap. My clamp's in the way. Past 8 o'clock. That's kind of my cutoff. My wife is very patient with me, but my daughter goes to bed at 9. So if I'm not home by 8, I don't really get to see my daughter. So I need to get the heck out of here. We're on our last cut. And I was supposed to go get dog food. Oh, you guys should see my puppy dog. Yes. Ow. Shit. Look at this puppy dog. You can't look at my password. Where are we at? Look at that puppy dog. Oh, there's Lad. There's one of my guys. Chilling with my baby puppy. All right, go back. Yeah, so we just started a second business. The Lovely Lou's. A portable restroom trailer. Lou means restroom, but our dog's name is Lou. That's where we got the name. And she just as sweet as little babies. Look at that. Yeah. That's my dog. And my daughter's cute too, but and my wife. But you don't get to see them because you're strangers. Do we have any more questions? You qualify for employment as a beam dancer. Damn straight I do. You're making handcrafted wood beams. I did know. I've never seen a skill saw that size. Or do your arms get tired? Not these arms, dude. Oh, that's 12 inches of pure steel and sex appeal, or something like that. Yeah, definitely all handcrafted beams. That's what we do here. Let me see. I'll show you a project. Get out of puppies into favorites. Wow, that's one of our latest projects. So you got square oak dowels in that timber frame. That's unique. Ain't nobody doing that, dude. So yeah, stuff like this. Here's our sawmill. Big boy sawmill. Stuff like this. And here's a cool one. Here's probably my favorite project of the year. Not that we made a killing on it or anything, but sure did turn out good. Look at that. Daggone. We called this project the Black Castle. So everything's put together with mortise and tenon, wooden dowels. We did a burn treatment on this timber. You can see how it's kind of torched and black. And we brush that burn out, and then we stain on top of it. And it ends up looking pretty damn dope. It also is really good for the wood. I don't know why more people don't do it, but we do it on a lot of our timber. All right, last cut, and then I get the heck out of here. I appreciate you guys' support, hanging out, cutting timber with me. Start doing a few more lives. But you know, we're trying to get a second source of income from Solid and also teach people about timber framing. I freaking love it. Most people do. And yeah, you don't need to stick around for this last one. I think I'm going to call it a night. But subscribe to Solid Building Corp. We appreciate it. And we'll be back to show you some more. So, love.